What's going on, guys? It's King Schmuck, and in today's video it's all about toxic players, high egos, corrupt leadership, and the potential downfall of a huge KVK3 Imperium Kingdom. There's been so much drama happening in my KVK3 in the past few days, so I just decided to run a series that I've been cooking for a while, and that series is called The Worst Kings in Rise of Kingdoms History, where basically I dive into some of the worst kings or leadership that killed off really big Imperium kingdoms with the way they lead the kingdom. In this episode, we're going to be covering one of the kings that I personally had some type of interaction with, and he is none other than Psycho from 3358. Like I said, I'm currently in KVK3 with this kingdom, and they are the enemy kingdom, and it's a heavily populated Imperium kingdom in our KVK3. It's actually the biggest kingdom in terms of kill points and in terms of power. Honestly, after this drama, I don't know what will happen to this kingdom, but it is currently on the brink of extinction. There's so much happening in this kingdom, and I think they are trying to reunite and basically gather themselves and see if they can basically pull through in this KVK. This kingdom is in the worst state that I've ever seen it in, and it's about to explode. And I'll show you guys in this video how and why all of this has happened. Remember, guys, this kingdom is the kingdom that every other kingdom in my region tried to avoid fighting. Basically, they refused to ally with us because they knew that they would match up against 3358 because of just how scary they were and the reputation that they were holding. They were a big threat, and basically they are the kingdom that crushed 3366 and ruined their cross-season migration. But this is not what this video is about. It's not about 3366, it's not about Okuda's kingdom. This video is about corrupt and narcissistic kings with tremendous egos and a side order of unstable mentality. To start off our video, I've split the alleged corruption and the alleged incidents into 3 juicy parts, and I'll explain exactly what basically was the last straw and what made this kingdom's drama spiral up like crazy. We're gonna go with the first and the least serious incident that basically started this whole thing, and then cover the final story that caused this kingdom's downfall. Now, this is the first and the least serious incident out of all the incidents that's happened. It's a sketchy one, and I can't comment too much on it because I know Psycho isn't the only one that committed this atrocity. But basically, Psycho scams his resource sellers in his kingdoms. He finds vulnerable sellers who are not official sellers in the kingdom and just scams them for their resources. Bear in mind, he and his teams are the ones that give this title on their Discord to these sellers, so they can decide at will who is a official resource seller and who isn't an official resource seller. So what he will do is he'll find a player who isn't an official resource seller, he'll say he wants to buy from him, and once he sends over the resources, he basically blocks him and says, you're not an official resource seller. Although I'm in no support of resource sellers, in my opinion, this is very scummy behavior, especially because he's part of council, and this is the last thing we want to see a council member do. Imagine a real life scenario where the government scams drug dealers in their own town, and then they say, you're not a verified drug dealer. This is basically a red flag, and the people that are running the kingdom should automatically know that the person that they're dealing with is obviously unstable and is willing to do scummy things. Number 2 is another sketchy incident where King Psycho scams his own players. He buys a native account for a cheap price and then sells it back to his own members with an inflated cost. Now, obviously, the person that bought the account didn't know any better. It's his first KVK, it's his first kingdom, and basically he views T5 accounts as endgame just because of how useful they look in KVK1 and KVK2. What he does is he'll buy the native account for a lower cost and then sell it for a higher cost. Now, again, I'm not saying that he does this all the time. This is just the first incident that's happened, and the person who bought the account told my team about the story, and I'm here to cover it. So he managed to scam his own people and get away with it. And finally, we're on to incident number 3, and this was the final straw for King Psycho and his people and the people around him. He may have gotten away with the past 2 incidents, they may have forgiven him, they may have even let it slide, but there's no way in hell the kingdom will forgive him for this next incident. It all started when a Korean whale named Goldfish Kim allowed kingdom leadership to have access to his account if they ever needed a garrison or a rally lead urgently. This is usually standard practice in a highly competitive kingdom. Although it's not allowed, a lot of whales don't usually have the time to stay online 24/7, so they pass their accounts to leadership thinking they can trust their leaders in the kingdom and basically use the account in good faith. Unfortunately, one odd night, Kim woke up just to see his account linked to another Gmail account, and guess whose Gmail account that was? It was actually Psycho's Gmail account. That's right, Psycho tried to link his Gmail account to Kim's official Rise of Kingdoms account. Linking to the account basically means you're telling Lilith that you are the main owner of the account. This is the main Gmail, and any communications, any lost passwords, anything should go to that Gmail account. In short, he basically tried to steal Kim's account. Now, before any of you speculate or try to defend, he didn't ask for any permission to do this. He just simply done it out of malicious intent. Now, he gave some crappy excuse about not wanting to send the code to the email each time he logs in. But remember, guys, this is Kim's account. He spent lots of money on his account. His account is actually arguably the top 1% in Rise of Kingdoms. What rights does Psycho think he has to link his own Gmail account to that account? And this is the messed up part. Why without permission? Why would you have to do this without permission? All you needed to do to avoid all this mess is just simply say, look, I need to log in without actually asking you for the code. Either you give me the password or I basically link my account. He didn't do any of this, so it's very clear. I don't know about you guys, but knowing this guy's scummy history, I'm pretty sure we can all come to the same conclusion to why he did this. It's extremely obvious, and I don't need to point it out. Look, guys, there's a lot more to this video, and it doesn't just end there. However, I do want to take this opportunity to ask you guys sincerely to subscribe if you haven't already. It is just one click, and it does cost you nothing, but it means the world to me. I want to reach 10K subscribers. I want to become big, and I want to become top in the content creators scene in Rise of Kingdoms, and I need your support in doing this. This is just a hobby for me. Up until now, I've literally earned nothing from YouTube. It's not a job for me or a main source of income. This is simply just me showing my love for the game and my love for the content creation. I want to always improve my videos, make high quality, entertaining videos for you guys to watch in the Rise of Kingdoms scene. So please do subscribe. I know some of you guys don't like to watch Rise of Kingdoms content, but do give me that chance. I promise not to disappoint. Subscribing will always give me that boost to keep me going and keep me motivated with this hobby. So I do appreciate you guys deeply, and I know it does take a lot from you guys to have Rise of Kingdoms in your subscription feed. Thank you guys for subscribing if you have already, and if you haven't, then please consider doing so before clicking away from this video. If you've enjoyed this video so far and like this type of content, and you think you have some information on Corrupt Kings, then feel free to contact me and reach out to my Discord below. I'm more than happy to cover that aspect of your kingdom. Anyways, let's get back to the topic of the video. This obviously made Kim extremely angry and extremely furious, because it's a lot of work and a lot of communication with Lilith to get that email unlinked, to remove that email. He needed to send lots of proof to pull it off, and if Lilith didn't help Kim as much as they did, Psycho would have been able to pull off the craziest robbery of 2024. Now, what happens next is the crazy part of this whole video. After getting exposed about his scandals, what did Psycho decide to do? Did he apologize for his actions? Did he step down from leadership? No, Psycho didn't do either. In fact, in Psycho's mind, he's still innocent, and it's everyone else's fault. When the leadership basically told him to step down from being a leader, he went mental and overnight logged into the main alliance's R5 account. That's right, he also had access to the R5 account on the main alliance. He emptied the alliance credits with over 3K passports. He's also in charge of many shells in that kingdom, where he spent all their credits in passwords. Now, this, in my opinion, is the most childish way of resolving this situation. He's so fixated on having this power in this kingdom that he would rather kill the kingdom than step down and fight for the kingdom in KVK3, which is a shame, because 58 was a threat. 58 was a huge kingdom, and 58 had lots of potential. It's actually mental what he did to this kingdom. But hey, what do you expect from a player with Psycho as their username? Now, here's my question to you, Psycho. Is this what you meant by being a real leader? Is this what you truly believe what a real leader looks like? Scamming your members, stealing accounts, filling passports with credits, destroying an entire Imperium kingdom. You talked down to my co-king Azura about him not being a great leader. You told him that he's an R4 at best. but he's clearly outshined you in this department. You kicked him from 58, and your consequences have come back to bite you. The truth is, Psycho, you're not a real leader. You're not even close to being a real leader. You're just a toxic player who managed to get lucky in leadership because you have access to many strong accounts, and that gave you that leverage. Your work does not amount to anything Azura or any of the leaders in your kingdom has put in. You're just an R4 warlord who basically leads voice chat at best. And that isn't enough for you to take down this kingdom with. This kingdom deserves better, and it deserves it being led without you. So to conclude this video, Psycho is still in the kingdom, and he may still be a threat throughout KVK 3. But I'm seeing 58 unite really well against this issue, and they are really trying their best to overcome this huge obstacle that came right in the midst of their important KVK. I wish 58 the best of luck in their recovery, and I hope we can enjoy our KVK 3. We will be covering more of this story as KVK progresses. So don't forget to subscribe to stay inside the loop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.